Welcome everybody, so you read that title right. I think I'm going through a second JRPG awakening. Now you might ask, what do you mean? What the papaga is this? Well, let me explain. So I first awakened to JRPGs when I was 7 years old on my cousin's Super Nintendo with the classic Final Fantasy VI. And after that I never looked back. JRPGs became my favorite genre of video game. But for the past decade or so, I've gotten myself into a deep comfort zone. Basically, I was only playing Falcom games or replaying games I already know. And that comfort zone wasn't just for gaming either. Perhaps it was a result of me getting older. I don't quite know. The past year, I've been breaking free from that comfort zone. Streaming and also doing videos like this on YouTube were massively outside my comfort zone. I'm an incredibly introverted person, so live streaming or making videos like this was an absolute nightmare for me. My streaming in the past was full of ups and downs, but mostly downs. But I wanted to make a serious comeback to it, and so I made a community post with 4 games people could vote for, based on what they would be most interested in watching. Originally, I was only going to have 3 games on the vote. Dragon Slayer: The Legend of Heroes, a Falcom game that I wanted to play. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, my second favorite game of all time. And Persona 3 Reload, a remake of my favorite Persona. All of these 3 games were comfort zone choices for me. But on a complete whim, I added Fire Emblem 6 on there. When it comes to Fire Emblem, I've certainly played quite a few of them, and I do think it's one of, if not the best, turn-based strategy RPG series ever made. However, I'm not exactly a passionate fan of it. I added it to the vote post because it was the game with Roy in it, and also because it was never officially released in English. I was a little curious about it, basically. I figured Dragon Slayer would win by a landslide, and that the other options would be a way to gain some insight on non-Falcom games my audience might be into. But, to my surprise, Fire Emblem 6 got a lot of votes and was really close to Dragon Slayer. I couldn't believe it, but I was also really happy the vote didn't go the way I expected it to. And so I did something crazy. I started streaming both Dragon Slayer and Fire Emblem 6. Dragon Slayer: The Legend of Heroes was a great time as expected, and I even made a review video on it. Fire Emblem 6, however, was very special, for many reasons. Fire Emblem 6 is old school and is not afraid of punishing its players for bad decisions. It also lacks the quality of life features that the newer games have. It's a brutal game if you aren't careful. When it comes to video games, I usually like to be more aggressive, and I like to take risks sometimes to make the game more exciting. Not exactly the best traits to have for a game like this. I was definitely spoiled by some things modern Fire Emblem has over this game, but that's not all. I'm a terrible multitasker. Playing a game while trying to talk and be entertaining while looking at my stream and the chat messages all at once is a lot for me. And oftentimes my brain starts short-circuiting, and I enter what I call the papaga zone. All of this in combination resulted in what just might be the craziest and most chaotic playthrough of Fire Emblem 6 this world has ever seen. Don't believe me? Watch my death montage video. It's 26 minutes for a reason. Despite all the unit deaths I had though, or heck, maybe because of them, I ended up having the most fun I have ever had in a Fire Emblem game before. Many of those streams were something special. Fire Emblem 6 just might be my favorite game in the series now, although I'm definitely biased because of the stream experience I had with it. There is certainly a lot of flaws and jank to it. But hey, my favorite East games are 7 and 6. Those are the king of jank East games. I am a hot take oddball after all. After I finished Dragon Slayer: The Legend of Heroes and Fire Emblem 6, I did yet another vote post. I kept Persona 3 Reload on there to give it another chance. And I added Popful Mail because it was a Falcom game a commenter on a video was passionately telling me to play. Xenosaga Episode 1 and Dragon Quest VIII were added because of conversations I had with one of my viewers. This time, the Falcom game was nowhere near the votes of Xenosaga Episode 1 or Dragon Quest VIII, and so I started streaming them both. For Dragon Quest VIII, I don't got too much to say about it yet, other than it is a pretty charming game. Xenosaga Episode 1 on the other hand? Oh man, Xenosaga Episode 1 is shaping up to be a masterpiece so far. The characters, the story, the battle system, the music. Oh my god, it's just been so good so far. I can see why there are so many Xeno fans, and I can only imagine I've only scratched the surface of the series so far. I have so much to look forward to with this game and also the future entries. But that's not all. In the future, I plan to continue playing games from other series as well that I had never played. Basically, the second awakening of JRPGs I'm experiencing is what I'm going through now from breaking free of my comfort zone, and also the future. I'm taking a trail beyond the horizon, if you know what I mean. Anyways, I try to stream most days at 5 PM MST. I'm pretty certain the upcoming stream will convert to your time zone. So if you're into JRPGs and don't mind a little memery and some dirty language, come on down and say hi. I try to respond as much as I can to chat messages. As per usual, if you've made it this far, thanks for watching. I'll see you around, have a good one, peace.